How do you respond when somebody calls you crazy? G'day, this is Paul Lewis, founder and owner of Immortal Executive. I love to be called crazy. Why? Because I'm pushing myself to the limits physically. Not just physically, mentally. Though for now, let's focus on the physical. I love to create gains physically. Doesn't matter if it's endurance, it doesn't matter if it's strength, if it's flexibility, if it's range of motion of my joints. I'm doing everything I can to keep my body and energy alive. Why? Because the God-given essence that we're holding on to. And we want to make sure that we're improving it on a regular basis. So at 57 years young, I'm pushing it, and I want you pushing it with me, irrespective of your age. I don't care if you're 20, I don't care if you're hitting 105, 110. We want to pull out and extract your absolute best. In order to do so, when somebody says, you know what, it can't be done, you're crazy. Love it. See it as a challenge. Jump into it. And do. We don't live back in the 1960s where physicians were telling us, you know what, you shouldn't be exercising, you're too old. Excuse the expression, crap. That's not the case. You're young as you want to be, and we want to pull out that potential. Doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what ailment you live with. We are pulling your best out of you. So that said, what I'd like to do is to extend the exercise that I gave you yesterday and want to build up greater and greater momentum. So the flexibility exercise that I had you doing the other day, and excuse me because you'll only see my bottom half here, is the pelvic tilt. Now, what I want to do is to accentuate that momentum by sitting back and creating the same pelvic tilt. We want to get blood moving around that spine, all the way down through those paravertebral muscles, so you're oxygenating the essence of that spine. Why? Because there are compressive forces on that spine throughout your day. And those compressive forces force that liquid between the vertebrae to compress. What we want to do is to keep them alive, to keep them active, to fill yourself up with greater energy. So I'm going to ask you to create that exercise with the legs widened this time and create that anterior-posterior pelvic tilt. I don't care if you're sitting in your chair. Open the legs out, raise your bum, and create that pelvic tilt using a greater range of motion this time because your knees are apart. Okay, so the next time somebody turns around and says to you, you know what, it can't be done, you're crazy, you know what your answer is? Bring it on. Because I'm going to prove to you that it can be done. Actually, you're not proving it to anyone else. You're proving it to yourself. You're going into battle with yourself to send you sky high with a trajectory of forward and up. Energetically, mentally, physiologically, and physically. So let's get that exercise underway, get greater movement in your body, get greater elasticity in your mind. You will find that you're beginning to expand your potential and step into possibility. For that to happen, connect with me at paul@immortalexecutive.com. paul@immortalexecutive.com. Let's get your trajectory forward and up and optimize that day after day, month after month, year after year. Let's do it together. Have an amazing day. I'm living mine.